Hello, hello, you guys. Welcome to this video where we're going to talk about shifting momentum for 2026. Now, I have to say, I wasn't planning on doing this video this morning when I woke up. There's so many amazing videos and tools and techniques and things out there on the internet that are talking about kind of how to wrap up 2025 and the chaos that it was for a lot of people and how to just build amazingness in 2026, whether that's a vision, that's a business, that's your relationship, whatever it is, right? And so I wasn't planning on doing this video, but here's what happened this morning. As I got to work, I like pulled into my co-working space, and I got out of my, car and I walked to the elevator and I got on the elevator and another fella who has an office here got on the elevator with me. And as you know, we're just sitting there waiting for floor three, right? So we're just sitting there and he asked me, like, hey, how's your 2025 been? And I was like, it's been good, but I'm excited that like we're heading into 2026. And he was like, yeah, 2025 was the toughest year I've ever had. And I was like, really? Like, because here's the thing, 2025 had a lot of ups and downs for me. It had a lot of crazy chaos, but there was also a lot of really beautiful things that happened in 2025, and just new experiences and people and things. And it's just, I think it's beautiful. And so when he said it was the toughest year ever, I was like, really? That's like, that's not good. I'm glad that we're heading into 2026 for you. And he said, yeah, I went through divorce. I like my business just tanked. Like everything just kind of fell apart in 2025. And I was like, I get that. Like, I've been through some similar things in 2024, so I do get that. But as we got off the elevator, I was like, hey, obviously my office is here. His office is on the same wall. I was like, if you ever need anything, let me know. But I got in my office, and as I like closed the door, there was this kind of voice that almost like screamed at me. And this is literally what I heard, you guys. It was 2025 sucked for a lot of people. Okay. It sucked for a lot of people. Elisa, get your shit together and lead. And here's what that was telling me, because that was very apparent to me of what that meant, right? Because we all have shit that happened in 2025. I mean, think about it. All the people that most of them had something in 2025 that wasn't so great, right? Like there's a lot of chaos in the world right now. And so I was kind of thinking like, yes, this year's been wild for me. And after, I had a baby halfway through the year. Well, honestly, I had some events at the beginning of the year and, beginning kind of 2 quarters of the year, did some events and then had a baby in June. And after that, I kind of just cocooned. Like I cocooned into my family, into my friends, I like my mastermind and the current clients that I have. Like even my networking started to kind of cocoon. Like it was here at the co-working space that I work at. I started to do the events that were here, but I stopped going to a ton of other stuff and I just kind of stayed in my own space and it worked. Like my business was launching things that didn't need a ton of social media for, and so there was like automations and social media offers that we were doing, but it wasn't like I needed to be everywhere all the time. We weren't doing big events where we needed, lots of, people, right? And so I just kind of cocooned into my own space. And while that was great and amazing, I also feel like I have a lot of experiences that help a lot of people. And I think that my experience give me a unique perspective on the world in the way that I was raised, in the things that I, was taught in personal development and mindset, in my business experience, right? Just like the world needs your perspective, your uniqueness, right? Whether that's hard work, maybe that's like leadership that you bring to the table, maybe there's like a product or service that you're offering, but whatever it is, like you have this unique, powerful thing inside of you. And sometimes we just forget that it's unique and that the world kind of needs it, right? We just kind of forget. We take a step back and we're like, okay, cool, we're good. Everybody's good. Everybody's doing their thing. But then I have these conversations with people and I'm like, everybody's not good. Everybody's not thinking about how they can take control of their life, how they don't have to be on the hamster wheel, how it doesn't have to be so hard all the time. Things get to be easy. They get to be good, right? You do have to build the muscle. So just like if you want to be strong, you go to the gym over and over again. Well, you want to have a clear mind, a clear life. You want to have a very focused and free kind of feeling, right? It takes discipline, right? And so I wanted to do this video for you guys, but really it's all about shifting momentum into 2026. And so I'm going to give you a few things here. I'm going to give you something that you can do today. So I'm going to give you 3 action steps that I want you to do today that will take you 3 minutes. And here's what I'll tell you. You're watching this video, so I know you have 3 minutes because I know that that's 3 scrolls on TikTok of 1 minute videos that you will easily do. So the difference between somebody who's massively successful and is going to make it and someone who is going to just be miserable and hate their life is this person is just like, I'm drowning, and they continue to drown. And this person says, get up and build the strength to swim, right? Whether that's going to the gym, maybe that's managing your mind or your emotions, maybe that's some business skill set that you need, whatever, maybe it is just working out, whatever it is, right? Like whatever your goal is, there's some sort of consistency, discipline, habit, or something that's going to build this. And if you get up and you start doing this, even if it's not perfect, you will get there. If you continue to just give social media and, every other thing in your life control over it, you are going to feel like you're drowning. And I hate that. I hate that. I really do. Because guess what? I know what it feels like to be drowning. This year, I definitely had a lot of drowning moments, okay? But get back up, get on it. Yesterday's yesterday, today's a new day, right? And so I'm going to give you something that you can do today, 3 action steps that take 3 minutes total to do, right? And then I'm also going to give you something that I just kind of want you to think about as the year goes on, right? As you step into 2026, as you get 2 or 3 weeks in and then you're like, it didn't work. My life's not there yet. And you think that you should have hit your goals in 2 weeks and you didn't, right? Like, I know it's going to be a new year for everyone, but I have some things I want you to think about as you go. So here's the thing. Well, let's start with the thing I want you to ponder or think about, right? The biggest thing I want you to know is you are what you consume. So, consume being taken. Whatever you're taking in, you're absorbing, that is what you become, okay? And so, look, I drink Dutch Bros. I'm not judging anybody for their consumption of anything, okay? But here's what I will tell you. If you can make better consumption choices, you get better. So instead of having the donuts for breakfast, have some carrots for breakfast, right? And so that's a consumption. You're eating something, right? Instead of listening to the toxic music that makes you feel like, the world hates me and nobody understands me. Choose to listen to something that's going to make you feel like, I got this, I'm amazing, it's going to work out, right? Like, choose to listen to something that's going to put you in that mindset instead of having the conversation with someone about like how your life is just horrible and it's never going to work out and it's all horrible. It's just like this big like spiral down. Listen, I get it, spiral down. Okay, that's the easy conversation to have. But if you're consuming that out of your own mouth and out of other people's, and that's all you're kind of consuming, that's where you're going to sit. But instead, if you have positive conversations about what's possible, about what you're doing in the future, about how great you feel, about the good things that are happening in your life, about this year, when you look back on 2026, do you look back and go, oh my God, this year sucked? Or do you look back and go, holy shit, I accomplished so much this year? Even if you didn't grow in some of the areas that you wanted to, I guarantee if you go look at your camera roll, your camera roll on your phone, you're going to see all of the things that you did this year and how amazing it was and the people that you surrounded yourself with, right? And so, are you looking at the negative or the positive? And so, if you're only consuming negative food, negative conversations, negative music, whatever it might be, TV shows, right? TikTok, oh my God, don't get me started on this thing. I have to filter my TikTok so bad because it wants me to be negative. I am a firm believer that it is like, oh, we should go into this whole thing of, how relationships are hard and poor pity me this and oh my God, this thing's falling apart. And it's like, just stop, just not interested. Click the little button, click not interested, right? So if you start to feel like you're struggling as you head into 2026, I want you to stop and ask yourself, what am I consuming? Am I consuming too much stuff that is sending my momentum backwards? Because here's what I know about momentum. If you build momentum, what is momentum? Something that's building, 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 building. And as it gets bigger, it gets easier. So, whatever you're trying to build in your life, you're like, oh, I want to build this thing. So, you're trying to build something. I backed up and my camera followed me. Okay, so you're trying to build this thing, right? And you're like, okay, we're going to go, we're going to go, we're going to go. And then all of a sudden, it's like fast. Okay, now think about this. Here's negative momentum. Negative momentum is like when you're arguing with somebody. This is really annoying, but it's really true. When two people are arguing and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. The bigger it gets, the harder the argument is to stop. Because now I just want to be understood and you want to be understood and and it gets very, very hard to stop, right? And so what do you have to do? Take time apart. Let's just separate for a minute. Let's cool down, which slows the momentum down. And then we come back together and we can move the momentum in a positive direction. Okay, we all know what that's like. You've all gotten an argument with somebody in your life where you were like, holy crap, why is this fire? It doesn't even need to be this big, but it's a big deal, right? Same thing. I want you to understand in your life, whether it's a business goal, a relationship goal, a money goal, it doesn't matter what kind of goal it is. If there is negative momentum, if you are consuming negative things and it's negative, 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 what happens is you start to feel negative. You start to feel overworked and exhausted and underappreciated and you start to feel all these things, right? Like it's not possible, like it's going to take you forever to get your goals, right? And that momentum can feel really hard to stop. So I'm going to give you 3 things to do today that's going to help with this. But what I want you to understand is that your momentum is rolling in a direction, and sometimes you have to just stop and pause, point it the direction that you actually want the momentum to go in, and start building that muscle. And at first, it's kind of harder to build momentum. But then what happens is it gets bigger and it gets bigger and it gets bigger and it gets bigger. And then all of a sudden, it's going fast and life gets easy. Okay. If you've ever sold something in business, you know what I'm talking about. The first few sales feel really hard. It's like, oh my gosh, this is not going to work. Why is it so slow? What's happening? And then you get a sale, and then boom, you get another one, and boom, you get another one. And then boom, all of a sudden, your business is in flow, right? It's the same thing with working out, with um friendships and hanging out, or like going to a networking event, getting out of the house, like all of these things, like they feel like they start slow, but if you just keep with it, it will get better and momentum will build and it will get easier and faster and easier and faster. Okay, so let's talk about 3 things that you're going to do today. Hopefully you do them more than just today, but that you're going to do today to help you kind of slow that momentum in the wrong direction, point it in the right direction, and roll it forward. Okay, so once again, think about what you consume, but here's what I want you to do. So get a pen and paper if you don't already have one. Okay, so 3 minutes, here's what you're gonna do. For the first minute, I want you to write down everything that is negative in your brain. It doesn't matter, just get a piece of paper and just set a timer for 1 minute and just write. Write all of the negative stuff out. I hate this thing's not working for me, this person hates me, I suck, I'll never be enough, blah, 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 blah. It won't work, I could never have this much XYZ money, this person doesn't do XYZ thing, like maybe they don't respect me, they don't love me, like whatever it is, okay? You just are gonna write down all of they're yours because they're in your brain, of your negative thoughts, okay? So for 1 minute, you're just gonna write down all of the negative stuff. I don't even care how dark or deep it is, or write it down, okay? You're gonna write it down, and then when that timer goes off, I just want you to grab the paper, rip it out, rip it up, throw it away. So easy. We're just gonna rip it up, we're gonna throw it away. What we're doing is we're stopping momentum because your brain is on a loop. And your loop is just thinking of all those negative things over and over and over again. I couldn't do it. I couldn't figure it out. I'm not good enough. It's never going to work. I'm stupid. People don't like me. Whatever it is. Okay. It's got this loop of things that are not going to work out. What we're going to do is we're going to write all that on paper so that it has somewhere to go, so that instead of spinning here, it just goes in the garbage. Rip it up so nobody reads it. Throw it away. Okay. It's gone. It's gone. Now we're going to start building momentum in a positive direction. So what I want you to do, this is my favorite thing. I just try it. You can find other things later that will replace this, but just try it. Because what I know about shifting momentum and building something that you want and kind of manifesting and or creating, because that's really what you're doing, creating with intention, the life that you want, what I know is the first thing that it always takes is dropping whatever is stopping you. So when we are in this, we're holding on to like all this momentum this way. When we drop the negative thoughts, when we drop the being mad, when we drop the ego, whatever it is, we drop something, all of a sudden now our energy and our body and our, being has this ability to have new energy because now it's cleared out. We've dumped out the bad, muddy water and now we are clear. So now what we're going to do is we're going to build. We're going to what? Build. We're going to build. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. So we've dropped, we've written, rebar, we're done. That was 1 minute. So the second minute, what we're going to do is now we're going to have fun. We're going to laugh. We're going to dance. We're going to sing. We're going to do something that like makes us smile. So the easiest way to do this is to just put on a song. Just put on an upbeat, happy go song. Okay, you're just gonna, any song, I don't care what it is, just put something that's happy on. Don't overthink this, it's not a big deal. Put something on. I want you to dance, I want you to sing. You can get up and like physically move. If you're like in a place where you're like, oh, I can't do that, then you can, what I like to do is just get in my car. So then now you're sitting, but you're driving, you're sitting, right? But if you don't want to do this at home where everybody's watching you, or at the office where everybody can hear you, that's fine. Go get in your car. You're sitting in your car. You can dance and sing in your car. There's no reason you can't. Nobody cares what you're doing, right? So put on one song, one minute. You don't have to listen to a full song. 1 minute of just being happy and joyful and smiling. And I do want you to intentionally smile. The reason I want you to do this is because you're gonna do it. You're gonna feel really weird. It's gonna be really weird. You're like, why am I smiling and pretending like everything's happy? 2025 was crazy, right? Like whatever. You're thinking that. Okay. And guess what? You're going to be like, oh my gosh. And then you're going to feel it. You're going to feel this kind of like giddy, happy self. You're going to feel this like, oh my gosh, this is kind of ridiculous, but it's like working. So this is really cool because now I feel really good and I'm having a great freaking day, right? And you're just going to be doing that. So you don't have to have music to this. You can set a timer for 60 seconds and you can just, yes, this is so great. Everything is so amazing and it's working out for me. I call it 60 seconds of just insane happiness. Okay. Like just be happy for 60 seconds. Music helps, dancing helps, moving the body, singing, like all those things help. You don't have to do them all, but 1 minute of just happiness. That's it. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to write all our negative thoughts out, get it out of your brain on a paper, rip it up, throw it away. Second thing you're going to do, second minute, is you're just going to dance, sing, talk, just smile, be happy. Be happy for 1 minute. Can you be happy for 1 minute? Even if it feels really weird at first, you'll feel it. Within 1 minute, you're going to feel it. So that's the first 2 minutes. The third minute of what you're going to do is I'm going to have you stop and just write down whatever comes to you. So you could do this on like a piece of paper, you could do this on your phone, you can just wherever you want, in your notes, like whatever it is. But I want you to not just think it in your head. I want you to capture it. I want you to capture it on paper in your notes somewhere. Because if it's in your head, what happens is it just kind of goes in the file of all the things that maybe we should do one day. And it doesn't become a thing that we actually do. But if you stop after this, you've already released the negative momentum. You've started to build the positive momentum, right? So now all that's left to do is to capture your part in creating. That's all you're going to do. I call them inspired action steps. Call them whatever you want. All you have to do is write down whatever comes to you. Sometimes it's like stuff like go get your toes done. That's my favorite one, right? Sometimes it's like clean your room, or it's like clean your desk, or one that came this morning was host these types of events every month. And I was like, okay, that's easy. Like, you just, when you're in this positive momentum, stuff doesn't feel too big or hard. This is why it's important to get rid of the crap first and then build, because now you're like, oh my gosh, this is exciting. This is fun. And so now you're going to get these things, right? I was talking to a friend this morning, and she was telling me some of the client stuff that she has going on in her life. And some of it is hard. And so I was like, that's it. Set a timer, 30 minutes, get those things done, get them out of your space. Like send the emails, do the things that you need to do, and just be done with it. Don't overthink it. Don't overanalyze it. Don't sit in it. Right. So if something comes to you and you're like, I want to avoid that, don't avoid it. Right. That's it. You're just, for 1 minute, probably doesn't even take you 1 minute. It takes me like 20 seconds. But for 1 minute, I want you just to write down the things that come to you, whatever that is, action steps, could be business related, could be personal. It doesn't matter. It could be anything. Call so and so, tell them that you love them. Text so and so. I don't go buy a crystal. I don't care what it is. I've had all of these random actions. Go to the river. Like I've had so many random things that have just ended up making sense after. And so they don't need to make sense now, because all that's happening is you're building momentum. That's all you're doing. So we're building momentum in the right way. So that's it. That's all you're going to do. Then take action on it. So you're going to release the thing that's not serving you and drop all that negative energy. You're going to build positive energy, be happy for 60 seconds, and then you're going to capture it all. Okay. And then what you do with it's up to you. But my recommendation would be you've built the energy, you've captured it, might as well start moving it. Right. But even just shifting the energy is going to change things in your day. It's going to make you have a better day. So I love you guys. I hope this is helpful. I know 2025 has been a rough year for a lot of people, but I'm here to remind you that you control your life. Nobody else gets to control anything around you. You control your life. They control them. You control you. Okay. You're not just some like puppet in the world of life and chaos and all this stuff. Like I know it's when you're a mom or a parent, even dads, right? It can be so hard because life just like kids throw things at you, and now we're doing this thing and we have that thing, and my daughter's birthday's coming up, and it's all this stuff. But when you stop for 5 seconds, get rid of the negative, build the positive, and make a freaking plan, all of a sudden life is easy. Life is easy and it's fun and it's more enjoyable, and you actually get the shit done that you want to get done. It's not just like random stuff that you thought you had to do. Like you enjoy life. And so if you want to enjoy 2026, instead of just like hoping that you have the strength to make it through and praying and like, oh, hope, pray, hopefully it's going to work out. Hopefully, it's like take action. When you're writing, and for those of you who are spiritual, when you're writing down those things that come to you, what just happened, if you're spiritual, listen to this. If you're not, just ignore it. But like, when you get rid of all those negative thoughts and then you build your energy, you are now divinely connected. You are so connected right now that when you write down those action steps, they are things that are going to move you in a positive direction. So if you're just sitting there going, okay, something bigger than me, like universe, God, higher power, whatever it is, just like help me, and you're like asking for help on the daily, try this. Try getting rid of the negative stuff that's blocking. It's like this mud in your freaking space that's stopping you from being able to get any inspiration or any intuitive action steps or feel connected, or like you feel so alone because it's just sitting right here. It's all this mud. So get rid of it. And then you're like, yes, everything's working out. Woo, woo, woo. And you feel good. Now you've kind of like opened this door of like, what else? And your brain is like turned on. It is like, whoa, what solves some problems, right? So your brain is turned on. If you're spiritual, see it as like you're getting, you're kind of opening a door to messages. But if you're not spiritual, your brain's turning on. So your brain's turned on, and now it's like these are the ideas that are coming to me. Take action on those ideas, right? Those ideas are what's going to build your momentum this direction, which is where you want to go. And so that's my message for you guys this morning. I'm sorry that I haven't been as active at sharing and saying, hey, get your shit together and move, take action. You own your life. No one else is going to freaking think that you're amazing if you don't think that you're amazing, right? So, like, there's some work that we get to do on us. And I'm going to show up more for you guys to kind of help guide that. Also, I'm showing up for more for myself. So, that's good because I'll be sharing my kind of journey as I go. But honestly, you guys, like, there's some of these things that we just know. A lot of the world doesn't know this, but you know this. You know this to be true. You know what you consume is what you become. So stop consuming only bad stuff. Not saying you have to cut it all out. Just cut something out. Cut one thing out. Cut some things out sometimes. Just get a little bit better, right? Filter your TikTok. Filter your Facebook. Get a medium instead of a large. I don't care. Just make better choices every day, just a little bit better every day, and watch as your life freaking becomes one that you feel in control of, that you are kind of creating as if it was a movie that you know, directed. Right. So, anyways, I love you. I hope this helped. Three things: write it out, rip it up, right? Throw it away, get rid of it. Next thing, 1 minute of just dancing and being happy. And then the next thing, just write down whatever action comes to you. You guys, 2026 is going to be an amazing year. So keep crushing it. I love you. If you have any questions, let me know. Also, let me know how it goes. If you do this and it feels really good, let me know. I love to hear those things. It motivates me to kind of keep sharing the things that I'm doing. When I hear somebody go, oh my gosh, my day was like this, and then whoo, I did what you said, and boom, this crazy thing happened. And so I love, love, love that. But anyways, I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.